We're here today because I've been tasked with writing you this letter. If someone were to ask me if I believed in love at first sight, hands down the answer will always be yes. And that's because of you. From the day we met, we had the deepest connection, and it was instant. We ended up spending that whole day through the night well into the next day together. We were inseparable, and it was like this every time we were together. Things lasted this way for a while, although we knew this was going nowhere fast. We couldn't get on the same page to make how we felt and what we were doing align. There were breaks, space, and rifts, but we always felt as if we never skipped a beat. We were drawn to each other, so much that I would ask God for clarity, and He would always remove us from each other's lives. Yet we always found our way back because it really was love. Only God knew that you could never truly love me and why. I was stubborn and took forever to listen to His warnings, to the point to where He put it in my face and left me with no other choices. I wish peace, clarity, and much joy upon your life, and I pray one day that you will learn to follow His voice also. Love always, Kenedi.
Hi, Goldies. Welcome back to the Lana Golden channel. So you just heard from Kennedy in her letter. We are going to talk about what it's like to have a crazy attraction to someone, but ultimately it doesn't always end in the best relationships. So, welcome back.
Thank you.
Kennedy, Fit Doll.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
So, I know you hadn't done this exercise before, but how did it feel to kind of sit there and write your thoughts out?
I'm not gonna lie. I did not want to.
Yeah. That's what I meant when I said yeah.
I did not want to. I think sometimes you mentally process and then you don't think about like writing things out. And so then it's kind of like, what voice do I write from, or like how do I speak, or all of the things. And when you don't talk a lot, or we don't write a lot, you talk more. You talk faster than you write. So then it's kind of like, what did I say again? It was interesting. Yeah. But it was good. It was good.
Did you have multiple drafts, or you were like one and done?
It was a one draft, and then like some like paraphrasing because it was too long. But yeah, so
okay. So obviously you and this person have like a cosmic connect. Listening to your letter, I felt like Rihanna's "We Found Love in a Hopeless Place." Like that's what I heard. Like two kids running in the street, falling in love. No one can keep us apart. Is that what it was like? Like, how did y'all meet and stuff? Like, how did that happen? How did you have love at first sight for the first time?
It's gonna sound really bad for anybody who ever
bad or corny.
No, bad.
Okay,
because I used to bartend.
Yeah.
And so dudes be like, oh no, I don't want my girl at the bar because blah blah. I met him when I was at work.
Was you already talking to somebody?
No, I wasn't talking to somebody. But I was at work. He and all his brothers, I think it was like 4 or 5 of them, came to see their sister at work.
Okay.
And
you knew her?
Yeah, we worked together. Okay. And his brother actually was like, yo, what's up first? And I was like, nah, I want that one.
Did you actually say that?
No, I just ignored him. And I was talking to the brother I wanted.
Okay. Well, you know, you made your choice.
And so then, like, I was not their bartender.
Yeah.
The bar I was working, you can kind of like float everywhere. You check on everybody. Everyone's your customer. So I would just go be really nice to him. And then when I got off work, I was taking my time that day too. Like, get my money, chilling in the office, talking to the managers. I came out of the office like 30 minutes later, and he was like, about time.
Wait for you.
He was like, about time. I was like, what? He was like, we about to go do something. And
I love that. Like,
it was
spontaneous.
It was like, it was a crazy day. I met his mom that day. He met my dad that day. It was all by accident.
Okay.
We went to his house with his siblings.
Yeah.
They were in town. We didn't know his mama was there. So I met his mama. And then I was like, well, you know, y'all chilling. Y'all about to do what y'all do. I'm about to go get some food real quick from my daddy's restaurant. It's around the corner. My daddy usually leaves after 6 o'clock. My daddy was still there.
Okay.
Yeah. And my daddy is so crazy.
So y'all met parents on the first date?
On the first date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you said like going nowhere fast.
It was it was a whole bunch of his mom loved me, and my dad was like, "Oh, they don't last long. Good luck." And I was like, "Daddy, you ain't even never met nobody." He said, "That's my point."
Well, okay.
So
then, so from there, so
I didn't even. That's how the end of the first day.
yeah, you said that was about 48 hours. So what did y'all do next?
So then we ended up going to the speakeasy, but we had to drive all the way to my house because I was still in work clothes.
Right.
So I drove all the way to my house to go get changed. I didn't let him come to my house, but I went and got changed. Then we drove back to the city because I was staying in Henry County at the time. We drove back to the city. We went to a speakeasy, and then we rode together. And then I went back to his place, and I thought that I was gonna be good to drive home, but at that point I wasn't. So I ended up staying, and then I was just there the whole next day.
Y'all was just chilling the whole next day.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole 48
hours. We had too much to drink.
So y'all was having a blast. That was
the next day we ain't going. No, we went.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a lazy next day.
And then y'all just like enjoyed each other's company from there.
So it was like I guess like the companionship was there. Like we're really good friends, but I had already kind of told him, like, from how everything started, that it wasn't going to turn into anything more than that. Like, he wasn't really looking for anything, and that was kind of like what he said from the beginning. And I was like, well, okay, well, this isn't going to be anything of substance then. So that's not what you're looking for.
Okay.
And
so y'all had a clear understanding
from the beginning.
Okay.
You would think.
So that's... Okay. I was about to say that's why y'all had good times. Because y'all said it.
So by like the third week of us like hanging out, talking or whatever, I could tell that like he had like zero capacity. Like he had no space in him for anything serious at all. And I just let him know like, hey, like I'm
like
very
work,
upfront.
family, everything like that. It was too much.
I could tell like he wasn't emotionally available.
Okay.
Like he had a lot of stuff going on with his family. He was doing a lot of help with his family and stuff like that. But like emotionally, you could tell like it was just like something, a wall there. And
like so, explain that a little bit.
I could tell like maybe
a wall.
Yeah, like maybe he wasn't like he was either hurt or he was still attached to somebody else.
Okay.
So it was like
he
no
wasn't
space.
Really opening up.
Yeah, it was no space. And I had a conversation with him because he would like invite me. I'm out with your friends. I'm out with your family.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with him and I was like, I'm okay with being your friend. I just want you to know that like I'm okay with us being friends. He got a little petty, like, okay, friend. Like, all right then, friend. Let me give you a friend hug, friend. Yeah, right. So
petty boots.
Petty. But after that, it all continued.
Okay.
It all continued for a couple of months. And then it went downhill bad.
Just as fast as it started.
Just as fast as it started.
Okay.
It made it even faster.
I just want to know how we went from meeting families to... we had an understanding. He not emotionally available, so we was just going we was just going to chill. We was just going to be friends.
I'm just playing it all back in my head.
Why was it no longer friendly?
He went out of town. 10 days. Went back to his hometown.
Okay.
City up north. And while he was gone, I saw he went. When he went, like, okay, cool. I saw on his Instagram that he got back in town. I hit him up like, hey, what you doing? You feel like being bothered? And because that's my thing. I'm like, you feel like being bothered? Yeah. And so he was like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm going to be at the house. You can come over. And I got there and we kind of like started having a conversation. And he was like, I didn't hear from you the whole time I was gone. I was like, okay, yeah, you was out of town, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I didn't hear from you either. And he was like, you wasn't checking for me? It's like, you're not my man.
You patted me on the back and said, we're friends.
So, you're not my man. And he was like...
Had y'all been talking every day up until that point? All right.
But we still said we wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah, and you're out of town. Like, I'm not going to bother you while you up there with your folks.
We had been, like, talking, we couldn't...
But I hit you when you came back.
Right. Yeah. I saw you landed, and I was like, okay, bet. Like, what's up? Yeah. So, I don't know what he had went through when he was out of town. We had a conversation about it later. But at that time, I didn't understand. He was like, well, I just want to let you know while I was gone, I had sex with somebody. And I was like, oh, okay, how was it?
I can't stand you because...
And he was like, huh? And I was like, how was it? He was like, it wasn't that good. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And from that situation, he was like, I don't understand your responses right now. And I'm like,
because I feel like you thought you was gonna hurt my feelings,
and you're not my man.
Send it back. Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, okay, you're trying to get an emotional reaction out of me,
right?
And at this point, I don't deem you like the person who needs to have my emotional capacity like in your hands.
You should have just said you was pissed that I didn't hit you up, which you did. But I'm saying like you should have just
said that, like
yeah.
You know, but his thing was we had been spending a lot more time together, and it was like developing into something that it was never supposed to be. So
he thought it was going to be something.
But I said what I said. I'm the type of person. Once I put you in a box, you're in that box. It's hard to switch boxes. You got
so was y'all still flirty and stuff like that?
Yeah.
As for
hands down, everything but a title.
I don't.
We said it wasn't going to be serious.
It really
so I
gave.
didn't take it serious.
I really feel like he was mad because it gave you were the nigga in the situation.
No.
Yeah, no, y'all had switched roles. Like y'all did everything but have a title, but it was like no, we said from the jump that we wasn't gonna be whatever. And he caught more feelings, or he thought that y'all was gonna like.
The problem. Dudes be like, "Oh, she looked good. She da 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 da." So you're looking at somebody from a lustful eye, an eye of zero intention. And then, oh, bro, she's cool. Intentions. She's cool.
No, every time.
Nah, keep that.
Yeah.
Keep that. You should have tried that approach initially.
Yeah.
But it was like a... Yeah.
You should have tried that. No, because you wasn't trying. You wasn't trying to...
You wasn't. Really exactly. So my point like that, I'm just like, okay, well, that's how you started, so stay there.
Yeah. And so that was now you want to move into this direction.
Nope.
No.
Too late.
We can keep it fun and games.
Yep, that's it. So... after that conversation,
so did you feel like he lied about having sex with somebody there, or do you think he really did that? Because to me, it sounds like he wanted to start something with you.
We ended up having a conversation about it like a year or two later, and maybe 2 years later, and he told me that he went to out of town to see said girl. So he went on a whole. And then,
so it's a good thing I wasn't checking for you
anyway. Exactly. And so. And he came back pissed off because him and the girl had a bad, state. So, like, she was getting on his nerves real bad. He was getting on her nerves real bad. They was weird, whatever. So, he brought that animosity back with me.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Right. So, I left.
People always telling them
that day. Exactly. And did not... That was, like, maybe, like, January, February that year. I did not talk to him again at all until I saw him at that one Mother's Day pool party we had in, like, 2021. It was a pool party on Mother's Day. I didn't see him at the pool party, but I saw him at the after party. And
so last time speaking, like February.
Yeah.
And now we're in May.
No contact.
Nothing. Okay.
And then like no calls, no texts, no whatever. I see him. He see me. He smile at me.
Because y'all have this energy.
It's this instant connection. Yes. And we talked to each other the rest of the night. We ended up leaving.
It's 48-hour shit.
We ended up leaving, talking to each other all night. Like when we left there and we had our conversation, he ended up texting me. He was like, "I just really want to see what this can turn into. Like I want to see what this is like beyond anything physical. I just want to see what this can turn into."
And he hadn't told you about the real intentions of the trip yet, or he did?
No. Okay. And so I went over there, like we talked or whatever, and I was there all night, and then I was there a little bit the next day, and then from there we kind of like got back into like this.
Back to what y'all was on, but just with better intentions.
No, just less seeing of each other. Just was like more of a...
But was y'all actually trying to try it out for... So he said he wanted that. Y'all talked and you told him...
No.
Okay. And what did he say?
He just said, okay.
Okay.
Geminis don't press stuff. We both Geminis. We don't press nothing. We're not making nobody do nothing. We said what we said, and either you're going to do or you're not. Like, that's another reason. Like, it was, like, so fun because there's no pressure. It's just, like, I literally just enjoy being around you. Like,
yeah, I hate that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, that does not work for me. That works. See, it's working for y'all, but it's not working for y'all. Because it then, like...
never goes
giving gems are the type of, no, I just want to enjoy your company. Oh, okay, well, I can't do this with you anymore. Understandable.
But we're still friends.
I still want to. No, we're not.
So,
but continue. Okay, so y'all did that, and it's really friends this time.
I mean, friends, whatever. Yeah, we was cool.
Yeah, and then that was just it.
That's my boo. But we're not ever gonna be that.
So
and we both have to be okay with understanding it.
Yo, y'all are literally the what's understood don't have to be explained. That's so crazy.
It was like that, and
it ain't even a situationship.
Like it's just stuff couldn't. It didn't make sense. So like,
what couldn't get on the? What y'all couldn't get on the same page on? If he's telling you he has those intentions now of like wanting to deal with you for real, are you still on the no from jump? You said you didn't, and so
kind of sort of that, but then also like that's the initial reason. But then it came into like okay, like sequence of life. Mm-hmm. I've always been marriage oriented, family oriented. I want to have children. Mm-hmm. Timelines didn't match on that. He at this time was wanting to pursue music. Mm-hmm. I want to say we might have been 25. Yeah, ish. Like we're the same age. Mm-hmm. Like okay, cool, but like money. Like where's the money?
Where's the money?
So yeah, no money present. Like not, and I'm saying like he didn't have any money, but I'm saying like you want to make music. Yeah. Like what are you gonna do for like your stability? Because like you're already doing a lot. Like, and this is another reason why I was so drawn to him. He has such a big heart. Like any of his family down and bad, they're coming to stay at his place. He had his sister's kids for a while, like literally like a baby and a child that was in school. Like he didn't work during the day. He only worked overnight so that he could be there with the kids who weren't in school and stuff like that. Like he sacrificed a lot, but he was doing so much for other people. So like we were the same in certain spaces. Like we both sacrificed a lot for other people because we always feel like we're gonna be okay. Like he has such a big heart. Anything I need help with, like he'll be there, help me move, help me unpack, help me whatever. Like if I just need somebody to come and sit with me so I can be organized for the day, he would be there. Like we were like a peaceful place for each other.
People with big hearts are a green flag and a red flag
at the same time
because your heart is so big. Where's gonna be my part? Where's gonna be my space? Where do I fit in? To every, because it's like when you have a big heart, you create this space for everybody to be able to call on you. It's almost like you're 911. You're everybody's 911. Having a big heart, you're everybody's 911. You're everybody's emergency dispatcher. And it's like, okay, and what about me?
Yeah, they know you're going to get it done. They know you're going to get it done. And so, like, that's, I feel like a reason why we did so well together is because we both were that for our spaces. So y'all understand. But we had a fallback person. Like, we became kind of each other's, like, safety space. Mm-hmm. Like, let me recharge. Mm-hmm. So, like, where I'm out here doing all these things for other people because, like, during that time frame, I was, like, being financially supportive for my family and things like that. So we had a lot of different stressors placed on us, and with that, we were like a safety space for each other. Yeah. And it all kind of went how it went, but I mean, like I would promise you, like every time we saw each other, it was just, if it was on purpose or by accident, it was he having something, I'm there. We instantly. I was on a pop-up shop one time at this event, and I had invited people, and he did not tell me he was coming. It was a dude at my table trying to talk to me. I'm right here. He over there. He walked through. I don't see nobody else. It's literally like instantly just drawn to it. It was like that every time. Like the dude was like, "Well, darn." Dude standing right there. He walk up. I'm like, "Oh, hey, by the way, this is
okay." I would say, how did y'all break up? But y'all didn't break up. It's just been one of those things of like, when I see you, I see you. And when we don't, we don't.
Yeah, it was very no pressure. And like very much so my type. In a sense for the most part. Like my type is very
So attractive. What has ruled him out of like with you on your dating journey now? What has ruled this person out as in we could never be nothing?
So the plot thickens when
because you smile when you talk about him. It sound like you smile when we talk about you. So
I mean, even to this day, like much love for him. We just could never be together. So I get a phone call one day, and he was like, "I got something to tell you."
A kid,
and I and I was like, "What is it?" He was like, "I'm gonna tell you next time I see you." And I was like, "Okay, I'm on the way."
Yeah, because
what?
Not waiting.
And he was like, "Nah, relax." I was like, "So what you gonna do? Either I'm on the way or you gonna tell me now?" He was
exactly.
like, I'm going to be a dad this
Yep.
year. And
That'll do it.
I was like, well,
That'll
you
do
know, that, I said, I figured
Wow.
that. He was like, how? I said, it's either that or you gave me something. And so what was that about? And we talked about it.
Yeah.
And he and his baby's mother were never together.
Mm-hmm.
It was someone he was dealing with, which
Mm-hmm.
is another reason why I kind of be like, who you been dealing with? Because I just don't feel like we're the same kind of person. I don't feel like I'm better or less than any
No,
other
yeah,
person,
but y'all move differently in that
like
space.
certain stuff she would post. Like I just feel like she's like was a bit more like out there, like maybe a little bit more raunchy in certain aspects than I would have expected. Like him
and this
to be
is
dealing
when you
with.
and him weren't dealing with each other.
We were still dealing with each other, like, but we wasn't like it still was our little.
Oh, but you said they wasn't nothing either. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. And then like he was dealing with a lot of stress from her because of like what she was going through with the pregnancy, her own like medical stuff she has, and these other things. And he didn't want to be with her, but he had to be with her. To keep her, like she would do stuff like smoke if she was stressed out, and you're pregnant. So he's like, in order for me to like care about my child, I have to like fill this role for you and have this support for you, which I don't care.
Well,
like, we're not.
I was just gonna say like that. A pregnancy in general, which is why I think people prefer for it to be somebody that you're with and that you love, because it does require a lot of time, attention, and support. And you can't support her the way you need to and be with me. And I'm not finna come second place, so go ahead and do that.
Go ahead and do that. Right. Yeah. So once he kind of like explained the situation to me, we were still doing our regular us.
But it definitely wasn't finna go nowhere now.
No, it definitely wasn't. It wasn't going nowhere before. But like at this point, it's kind of like more like, I didn't know you was dealing with nobody else either. Like that's a little for me. So, but he was stressed out the whole time she was pregnant. The week after she had her baby, like during that week, he was like, she's getting on my nerves so bad. Can I please just come and stay over for a couple nights? Like, can I just come stay over? Like, I just need to be out of the house.
I pray to God nobody ever says that about me.
And so, like, I mean, it was literally, like I said, we were like that space for each other. So, I mean, it's at this point, it's not even like we dealing with each other. It's like you sick, I'm gonna come cook you stew. Like, we care about each other. It is more of a companionship than a friend. So, I can't stand but that's not the reason why.
Girl, what?
That's not the reason why. That's not. So,
okay.
Eventually, like, during somewhere around that time period, after she found out he came over my spot, she blocked me in his phone. So we had no contact with each other.
I've had my fair share of something about just as a woman, you get somebody else's phone to block me or to text me with, oh, don't ever blah, blah, blah. It's like, ma'am, if you got to contact me for that man,
you don't need that man. You don't need him. You need to get rid of him because I'm not the problem.
Girl,
your man's the problem.
Wow, you had to. Okay,
but
you already know
I can't even be mad at her because in her mind,
because he's playing the role.
Yes, exactly. Because
she's just in the movie. She don't know.
She don't know. So like he ended up telling me that she was clinically diagnosed bipolar. So you have
the saga continues. Okay, wait. Okay, wait.
Because her mental state.
Right. So he sees you. She found out some type of way that he saw you.
And I'm blocking his phone.
And then you blocked his phone. So then how did you find out how did he get in contact with you from there?
Because I don't go without getting the answers that I need.
Yeah, you absolutely don't.
So
you're going to ask all the questions.
A couple of months went by, maybe like...
So you noticed you were blocked?
I know that like I couldn't find him on Instagram or Twitter and it was no response when I called him. And that's not like us.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Or sometimes he would call me or sometimes he would message me rather, not call. He would message me and then it would be gone. So I called him from somebody else's phone one day. It took a few months, maybe like 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer than that. And he answered. And I was like, hey. And he was like, "Who is this?" I said, "For real?" He said, "Oh my God, is this Kenedi?"
Oh my God, is this you?
And so he was like, "Oh my God, is this Kenedi?" And like he was like,
back to being with y'all.
No.
Okay.
So
and he explained that to you.
He was like, "I didn't have your number." He's like, I was like, "Go check to see if my number blocked in your phone."
Yeah.
It had been blocked before. And he was like, "Your number was blocked in my phone. I didn't have your number. I didn't have no way to reach out to you." Like, blah, blah, blah. But he ended up hitting me up, like, wanting to talk. Like, I'm your safety space. So, want to talk, communicate, blah, blah. And then he goes, "Can we, like, talk in person?" So, I'm like, okay. Whatever, no big deal.
My new answer to that, regardless of who it is no.
No.
So
you gotta have the strength.
I'm learning that. I think this is gonna be my year of discipline.
But I can go and still have the strength to be like, okay,
you are, yeah, you are.
I'll be like,
yeah.
So I go and I'm going to where he stays now. And
she's not there.
No, she's not there.
Okay.
And I didn't know that I found out they were staying together after I got there. I didn't know they were staying together. I get there and his daughter's there. She's really pretty, and that's nice of you. She absolutely loves me. Yeah.
How old is this little girl now?
Like 6 months at the time. He was playing.
He wrong.
He was wrong.
He's wrong.
No, what made it wrong was
you know
I didn't know that
like me.
She stayed there. That's what made it worse. So you got.
I thought when you said she wasn't there, it's because they lived separately, not y'all lived together.
Right. So then I found out like sometime was. He was like, "Oh, I just got to make sure that she's not on the way, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "Hold on, what?" He's like, "Yeah, she went out." And I'm like, "She stays here?" But that's not even... So we sat and we talked, right? And I was like, he was like, "Oh, like talking to me about us."
Talking to me about us. I process something you said, you say something else.
He's talking.
You see the baby. The baby's cute. You could have said the baby was ugly, but shout out to you. You said the baby's cute.
She's a really chocolate girl. So cute.
Live with the girl. Live with the girl. She gone. And then what else?
So we're talking, and like he's back in this whole like what?
Yeah,
dude's gonna try it,
obviously.
And I think also like seeing how I interacted with his daughter kind of was like a type of thing for him.
Stepmom,
you get on my nerves. But like he was like, I don't even know. Like me and her aren't gonna work. We can't even agree on how to raise our child. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "We just can't." And I'm like, "Okay, it's like explain." He's like, I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "We don't even like." He was like, "For one, we don't even know how we're gonna raise her. Like, we don't even like believe in the same religion." And I was like, "Okay, so why not?" And he was like, "Well, she was raised in like a cult style religion where they took different practices from multiple religions, and that's what they were taught as a child." And she still like has that mindset, right? And he was like, "I was raised Christian, but I don't practice anymore." And I was like,
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he didn't know baby girl was in a cult when he decided to shoot the club up.
They were sleeping together.
But like, I feel like fundamentally, like that comes up.
You would think, right?
Like when you get into the what's your hometown? What's your hometown?
You would think, right? But if y'all don't get there,
if you never talk,
y'all don't get there. Like he and I had conversations like that, but we're coming into the reason
had a baby with a Wiccan. Had a baby with a whole Wiccan. Have you ever seen that movie Baby Mama when she was like? You've never seen that movie? It's a movie with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey. It's a great movie called Baby Mama.
Don't know who either one of those people are.
They had a surrogacy program, and a witch was carrying one of the parents' baby. Yeah, that's what that made me think of.
Oh,
yeah. Had a
I mean, look, and I'm trying to tell you, like, literally, like, I mean, her background was very diverse. Like,
no, yeah,
she was a dark-skinned black girl from the UK. It was a lot of different stuff going on. So, there's that. But he was like, "I no longer practice Christianity." I was like, "Okay, well, people don't go to church or, whatever. I get that. Like, do you believe that Jesus Christ is your savior?" And he was like, "I don't even think Jesus was a real person."
Oh, that did it for you.
No, I got it. And I was like,
I got it. Okay.
What?
Well,
It was like, for many years of my life, I
praying for you and
never
your
thought
child. You guys have a
Jesus
great
was
day.
real until I kept doing the research, and there were so many mentions of him in history. But I just think that Jesus was an overglorified human being who practiced the laws of God. And after that, it was womp womp womp.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Womp. And he was like, "Did anything I say like mean anything to you? Did it shift your mind?" No,
No.
not at all, sir. And I was like, God will put it in your face. He was like, I kept trying to separate y'all. I gave this, that. He messing with people. He went out of town, slept with somebody. He come back, he this. He don't know what he want. He got all this stuff going on. He don't have space for you emotionally.
Yeah.
He got a whole woman pregnant. Like, all of these things. And you know what? Let me tell you why. I was protecting
God
you.
said, chemistry my ass.
Come here, sit down. Come have a seat.
Come have a seat.
And from there,
so yeah, it's vibes. Like, I can't. I think that's actually, it's fun now. Like, at first it was like, why is this fun for you? I get why it's fun now, because I know we could actually never be anything.
Never.
I could never even trip on shit.
You cannot lead me to God. Like, this is not possible at all.
Never trip on anything
at all,
because I completely. Yeah.
We don't even have the same faith base. Like, this would never be anything.
And wait, did he say this when y'all was first like getting to know each other and stuff?
Anybody who knows me knows I post about God, I sing about God, I talk about God.
Your shirt has God.
Right. And so
he just never brought it up.
We would talk about stuff, or like I would talk about God with him, and it was never like I don't believe, I don't follow, I don't say that. It was never and because he said he had been raised in Christianity. He had upbringing. And I mean, that could have been something that he like came to the realization of within 2 years or something. He was dating on and off that like, I really don't think this is for me. Yeah. But you gotta go.
Yeah. It's not for you, and that's fine. Yeah. It's for me though.
Yeah. Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after that,
well, now I understand. Your letter makes more sense now. It makes more sense now.
After that, I may have spoken to him a couple of times. He might have hit me up or whatever.
So even the vibe y'all had, I mean, it's still good to see him, but like even still in the like seeing each other or talking like that, y'all don't.
It's
even really
knowing that we don't see each other anymore. I haven't seen him since then. But it's knowing that it could never go anywhere. And like when I tell you, like, to be connected to someone, like to the point to where like y'all honestly just feel like y'all are like soulmates, like y'all are really like just peacefully in each other's presence. Like, it was that, like, we were one person.
She said, I don't even fuck with your soul no more.
Can't do it. Cannot do it. Like, and I would never understand why he has so many troubles, like so many troubling things bothering him. Like, when you're a high empath, you feel those things. And so it would just like be you trying to fix things, like comfort a person.
Why does every Gemini I meet think they're an empath?
I don't know why everyone else does, but my family has gifts from God. So, mine are discernment, intuition. So, yeah, literally. So, I mean, if we spend a lot of time around each other, I can, like, if you're up, I can feel you're up. If you're asleep, I can feel you're asleep. If you're having a bad day, if you're like really heavy-minded, I can feel all those things. So, I mean, it just depends on what people lean into. But I mean, maybe Gemini too. You know, we are communication signs. So, I mean, to know communication means to know cues and understand.
Not you, the other gems I know.
I know, but yeah, no, more or less that. So we don't, and I have to like refrain from like, because we are good friends. So I don't hit him up. But I have to refrain from it.
Well, this wasn't really like a super like bad or traumatic experience, but did it affect your like work? Did it affect your business? Anything like that? Like, did it affect how you moved with anything?
I wouldn't say it affect how I move with anything, but I do feel like it probably did block me from meeting some other people I could have met. But I don't feel like anything happens for no reason. Like, if anything, I grew more from the situation because I learned to focus more on making sure men have a sound relationship with God and not letting anything get that far. Like, if you don't love God, if you don't have your own relationship with God, like, I need to know that from the jump. Like, I've literally been on a conversation with a guy, first conversation, I'm like, okay, so how's your relationship with God? And he's like, oh, that's a personal question. Sweetheart, if you don't have a relationship with God, that's okay. He was like, oh, you're going to judge me. I just need to know so that we can't date. Like, I'm not judging you.
That's a personal question.
That's how you know.
Like, hey, you just gave me the answer.
Thank you.
Gave
Have
me
a
the
good
answer.
life. Because, like, how is that a personal question? Like, I'm highly confused. But it allows me to understand, better understand. Because, like I said, otherwise, he's my type. Like, open heart, tall. I love hair. Y'all know I love me some hair. He had a really big hair. It's so pretty. It was really big hair. So pretty. Hair, lashes, brows.
Yeah, she like pretty men.
Not pretty acting, but pretty looking. Yeah. And so all of that, like family oriented, hardworking, driven, like all of the things. And so it just taught me to be a little bit more particular with my selection process.
Okay, so how's dating been going since that?
Girl, we live in Atlanta.
One thing about Ken, she gonna always have a story.
There's so many. There's so many.
But like, it's because you're so attractive.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I would say during that time when I met him, because we were so off and on, I went on like somewhere. It was like a 2 or 3 year time period. I probably went on almost 1,000 first dates. But that's a whole nother story.
I think that's a movie.
Because they say to get better at something, you have to do it. But what I realized...
So you're an expert in first dates now.
I am.
Okay.
In knowing what I need to know.
So what are 3 things that you need to know for a first date? What's your advice? 3 first date things. It can either be generally, or you could do 1 for women and 1 for men.
Okay. So I would say as a woman, the first few things I would say you need to know for a first date, or pay attention to, or like what needs to happen, like up to a first date, all the things. Y'all need to have a conversation before you go. That saves you time. I know people be like, oh, free food, girl, you can feed yourself.
That typically happens though, the conversation. Yeah, I can't do the
some people will just be like, like texting, let's meet Tuesday.
Oh, you mean like get on the phone? Especially
if you're dating. If you're not dating intentionally, do what you do. Okay. But if you're dating intentionally, like there's no time of wasting each other's. There's no point of wasting each other's space and time. So I would say that I would look at how their life is set up. Like, okay. So when they're talking to you, like, what
do you sound like you always got shit going on?
Right. Okay. Like what? Okay. Like is it like really a lot? Like what's your mental? Because you can see what their mental capacity is like. So it's like, what do you do? What is it like? What's your typical day? What's your typical day like? And if their typical day seems simple, but it's overwhelming to them, they have low mental capacities. Like they're not gonna have space for you. They're not gonna have space for you. And then,
but it could be on the other end of somebody like has a lot going on in their typical day. You still ain't got no space for me,
right? It can be, but like just saying like seeing because it could also be the other version of they have a lot going on, but they still have mental capacity for you. Okay. So, you know what I mean? Okay. Like, people look at me and they're like, oh, you do this, and that. But I carve out time, space, and opportunity to do
make time for what you want.
Exactly. So I would definitely look at that. I would look at how he responds to ordering food and when that check comes. Okay. Because if that man coughing that money on the first date, that's like, oh dang, the bill was da-da-da-da. Oh, or you like they come back and you're like, oh, you want another drink, or do y'all want to try this appetizer? And he like, That's or he like ugly. We can drink somewhere else, or we could like. It's the first date. I don't want to hear no money problems on the first date. I don't want to hear. He ain't got his stuff together. I don't want to hear.
My thing is like. You, to a degree, it depends whether or not you ask me where I want to go or you just pick somewhere. But if you took me there, then I don't want to hear nothing. What I had somebody tell me, we went on a date and they told me that they picked the place because it was happy hour. And so my whole thing is like, I have no issue with bargains, deals, things of that nature. But don't tell, like, I didn't know that. Yeah. Don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that.
Because now it sounds like you just want it to be cheap or you took me to the cheapest place imaginable.
You could.
Yeah. Right. I don't like that.
At all. And then I feel like maybe if we like dating, like a 4th, 5th, 6th date, like cool,
that's
like this.
different.
Oh,
Yes.
but a 1st, 2nd, 3rd date, like let's be for real, like.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I
I'm
would
not
say
saying it gotta be an extravagant first date either. Like, yes, it's somebody you get to know. You might not even want to go on a 2nd date, but don't go low tier on the 1st date.
And then the 3rd one, people not gonna like at all.
Okay.
Talk about some of the red flags that they've had in previous relationships.
Oh, I
and
do
the
that.
ones that you've had in previous relationships.
But I don't do it on the first one. I did it like maybe
save you a lot of time, unless you're just bored. But
yeah.
I mean, like for instance, I had a phone conversation with this guy, and I was talking to him. He is active in the church, and I was talking to him, and I asked him, like, what is it that you look for when you look at people? And he's like, I look at, like, if I can be attracted to you beyond like a lustful attraction, how you carry yourself, and if I can tell that you love God. Like those are the things I look for. And I'm like, okay, great. So I'm surprised that, you know, you find me an interesting person if it's that sort of a thing, because I don't wear clothes. Like, if you talking about how people carry themselves, I'm in the gym all the time. And it's not like I'm distastefully in the gym.
Yeah.
I got on a crop top. I got on, but
unless he meant modest. Did he mean modest?
So we got into the conversation, right? And he was like, oh, yeah, that's no big problem. I'm like, oh, well, here's my Instagram page. You can take a look at it. And I'm like, because my legs are always out. He was like, I don't have a problem with the way you dress, but we stayed on this topic for 20 minutes. You don't have a problem with it, but you keep. But we stayed. What we kept, and I brought it up because I had dated this guy previously one time. I wore a skirt. I wore a skirt to his aunt's birthday dinner. Me and his aunt went shopping together. She picked out my outfit.
Okay,
and he was like, "Your skirt's too short." I was like, "I have on a long sleeve shirt. I have on booties, my feet not out. I have on a leotard, so my stomach not out, my back not out. I got a little bit of this."
And it's her party, and she picked it out. And the rest of his family was okay with it?
Nobody said anything.
Yeah.
He was like, this is unacceptable. And so I just like to talk to people about, like, hey, I am in the gym. I just want you to know, like, I work hard. My legs are out a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. That's one of those conversations I kind of have up front. Some people, especially like someone tells me,
you would assume though if somebody saw your page.
He stayed on that topic for like 20 minutes. And so
don't expect me to be anything different from what you see.
From what you see. And my thing is, like, not to say that those things won't change, but I'm no one's wife and I'm no one's mom right now. I work hard to look good. So,
and you're also a trainer.
It's what helps me. So it's like, if you would like to suggest said changes, we need to be like in a serious relationship, or we need to be like in a marriage to where I know like you're gonna have my back, because if I change like how I am, or like how, because I don't present myself distastefully,
potentially like affect
change my
business, change
right,
yeah,
exactly.
Like,
so
I need to know I'm doing this for somebody worth doing it for.
Exactly, those things. So I would say have the tough questions up front. I personally, like, there's a lot of dudes who don't make it to a second date.
I mean, but I feel like your personality, you're able to say things in like a positive spin or whatever, or also you just also don't give a fuck. Like,
I don't care. I don't
the
care.
same way you just said, yeah. So you just don't care. Like, you'll probably say some very like out of pocket stuff with a smile and
like,
say it like this.
Because like literally, like within the first conversation, I'd be like, okay, so when was your last relationship? Or what happened? And those are indicators, like they don't want to talk about it. So what'd you do?
So what'd you do? I don't like, I asked about red flags, and I feel like when I hear people's red flags, I can tell who's been to therapy or not. I can also tell who has like experience articulating their emotions. Because I ask some guys their red flags, and it's like, you don't even know what your red flags are.
You don't understand.
Or like, well, some women have said this, or maybe they've said, and then also if it's a brush off, like some people have said, okay, well, if everybody's saying it, babe,
then it might be true.
Everybody's saying it.
I had to do my self work.
Yeah.
So I did my self work.
Was it before or after the guy we're talking about today?
It was after.
Okay.
So it was after. I feel like during that time period where I was dating him, it was like that he was a safety net. Like, yeah. So I didn't necessarily need any self work, because he also had a brokenness about him, as well as I had my brokenness about me, and we overlooked it. We didn't care about that. But as I started dating, like you go on a first date, you meet somebody, it doesn't work out. You gain friends. So, I've gained friends and I've seen those friends who initially approached me in dating have relationships.
That's hard for me.
Since what's to be friends with somebody?
Yeah, because if it doesn't work out, we're typically not friends.
I mean, just because
if we built the friendship, yes, but more often than not, it's more of a like just part ways. Like if I see you, I'm not gonna like
no, but I'm saying if you go on a first date with them.
Oh, okay.
You go on a first or second, third date with them, and y'all are cool, but y'all not gonna turn into nothing else.
Okay,
yes, being your friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It ain't like if we ain't sleeping together. We ain't Yeah.
I don't see that happen now. Like I don't see well, at least from my experience, I haven't gone on second, third date with someone. It didn't work out, and we agreed to be friends, and then like continue the friendship. It's just always been a part ways, and if I see you, like, hey, hello.
Well, I think more or less it depends on what you have space for. So I'm at a space in my life where I don't have capacity for more male friends. I don't need more male friends. You don't. So, like, don't say it like that.
No, joking. She's friends with everybody. She knows everybody. Like,
I'm just from here. So, like, I have enough, like, male friends. Yeah. I have two good guy best friends, one from high school and one from the military. Mm-hmm. And everyone else is just, like, male friends. Like, yeah. And that's cool, but, like, I don't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a couple of other ones like that are really close to me, like super close that I see multiple times a year. I talk to multiple times a year. But when it comes to like, oh, me and this guy were dating and now we're gonna be friends. Oh, baby, sit down. I don't need that. I'm good. Like, stop trying to give me things I don't need. I don't need that friendship.
You can't have friends. Yeah.
It
ain't even can't have don't want
friends. I don't need that. I don't need that. So, but I did my self-work. I just kind of like asked, I noticed like, okay, they had a girlfriend. So I asked one of them like, so, you never technically pursued this like thing. You never try to. You should ask. I was like, I'm just trying to figure out because I know that you had a girlfriend. Yeah. And it didn't work out, so obviously whatever. But like, how come you never pursued me like that? Sorry that happened. Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, because I'm like right now. Exactly. And he was just more or less like, I can tell that there are things you've been through and you have not process them, or it seems like you've had bad experiences with them, and it's not my space. I didn't feel like it's my space to speak about that, and I was like, I really wish you would have. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you don't know, and so like for me, I try to tell people, just because you're not operating in your past trauma doesn't mean you're operating outside of it. You can be operating in a neutral space. So it's like, I got burnt, and I won't put my hand on the iron over the fire anymore, but like not that I'm going to learn how to cook without burning myself. I'm not gonna cook anymore. Yeah, I'm just not gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like you're not even giving you're like not giving yourself the space. So like for me, it'll be like I wouldn't let people come and pick me up. Like I've had to call the police on people at my house. Like I wouldn't allow people to like know where I stay at, or like come to my house to pick me up, or things like that. Or like I didn't like people all up in my space, up underneath me, like just different things that I'm just like, these aren't like normal. There's general things. Safety, and then there's what I've been through. Right. Yeah. So it's those types of things where it's like, okay, you have to allow yourself to walk the path of an individual that you want to be, and not lean here in this neutral space where it's like, I'm not being but I'm not being. I don't want to know. Like, I wish people had dating like Yelp reviews. No, like, I think that would be terrible. I want people to have stars. Imagine going to the dude that you just met and seeing he got 500 reviews. You'd be like, what I no. I want to see that on his. I mean, here's the thing. You're doing it anyway. Like, we're doing it. You just don't know you're doing it. And actually, you do know. You just don't have the exact numbers. But I wish everybody had reviews. Like, instead of Hinge and different stuff, you swipe left and swipe right off. Oh, this is my favorite color. This is what I like to go do for hobbies. No, nigga, what is that Yelp review saying? I don't know, bro. Mine. I don't know. Like, I exes that I'm cool with all say it's not you, or like you're fine. So I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I had that. Something's up in the Kool-Aid. I had that most of the time too, until I had that conversation. The guy I had the conversation with was older. He's 30, 36 or something, 37. Okay. So he's older, like not my age. So he's like, he's been married, divorced, da da da. Like he's like, I saw this, and I was like, nope, not gonna work. And he was like, instead of me telling you that because you're obviously a great person, like we became friends, and I'm okay with that. But this was probably. When did he tell me this? He probably told me the beginning of 2023, and I think I met him in 2022. So it had been like 11 months since I initially met him, and he had a girlfriend. He sure did. Yep. By the end of the year.
Stuff like that makes me want to get active. Like, at least from what I've seen, I definitely agree. I think based off how both of us look, it always starts out as the lustful eye. You think you just gonna take me home for the night. You might deal with me, dabble with me here and there, and that's it. And then I open my mouth and we get to talking, and it's like, oh, she's really cool, or I really like her.
She's a smart person. Her head's on straight. She's going somewhere. She actually has a brain. Because they want you there because you look good.
Everybody is like, the women I know, and maybe it's the like company I keep, but I'm very confused. They're like, what kind of bras are y'all meeting?
There's a lot of people. Okay, so I was talking to
y'all meeting that it's just like, oh, you're not like young and dumb, or oh, I was talking to
him, and he was like, a lot of them get like baited initially, like. They kind of like meet this girl and she seems great, and then like she's like a terrorist. So like they don't even care to try to get to know people for real because they feel like you not gonna be who you are.
That's them.
That's how they be feeling about it. And
so
then
they don't do the same thing.
I can say like I don't think I get baited a lot. I'm very good at my vetting though as well.
I feel now it's like, yes, I see through it, but you definitely, men for sure have their representatives. Like, even if you have your discernment, men will definitely, I mean, even every time homeboy was telling you stuff, it was on the back end. Like, you perceive we're supposed to be really cool. We're supposed to be really tight. And it's stuff that you're hiding from me and then presenting later.
Yeah.
So I feel like they always got their undercover thing. Like, I never really trust how genuine they're.
But I knew that. Like, I told them from the beginning, like, I'm okay with being.
But
I knew. And so, like, I can always tell. Like, that happens a lot of the time with me when I'm dating someone. Like, I'll meet someone and I'm like, oh, okay, like this is going for a few weeks, and I'm like, you don't have space to date, or you're too busy to date, you don't have time to date, or you have too much going on in your life right now to date, or you're still dealing with someone else emotionally, like we don't need to date. Like I can so I'm never really hurt because I've already seen it. Like my foresight is way beyond.
And I don't be listening. I definitely have the like voices or the inklings, and I just don't be listening because I be trying to give people the benefit of the doubt.
You be trying to do what you want to do.
That's possibly
it's what you want to do. You be trying to do what you want to do.
No, but in the beginning, that's really not what it is. Like I be taking people's word for it, and it's like you know, take people's word.
I'm gonna take your word because if you want to lie to me, that's on you. If you tell me your name Billy, but your name Bob, I'm gonna call you Billy. I don't care. Like if you want to lie to me, that's on you. But you also have to trust your discernment, your intuition enough. And me, I also like have a very crazy foresight.
So you don't call somebody Billy, but like you're moving as if their name is Bob.
I know your name Bob, but you told me to call you Billy. So what's up, Billy?
Yeah.
That's it. Like I treat people like the way they present themselves, even though I know, I understand. And so it's just remembering your understanding and what you know so that you're not taken off guard. Because as soon as you allow that to dissipate, then boom, the other shoe drops.
This is true.
And it's like, I knew better than this. I should have stayed where I was at. Am I knowing better than this? But I came over here into crazy land with you. And now
I came over here into crazy land
with you. And now
I was fine before I met you.
I was fine. Like, you knew what I wanted. I was clear about what I wanted. You knew you weren't what I wanted, but you wanted who you thought I could be for you. You like the idea of me.
You knew I do feel like men do. We just talked about this of like they will mislead you in the sense of you know what we want doesn't align. Nope. However, You could go get that from somebody else who wants exactly what you want. You don't want it from them. You want it from me.
Yep. You like the idea of me.
Yeah.
You aren't concerned with the insides, who I am, like my brain. You're the way I look. Like it's gonna turn heads when you walk in the room with me. You like they want you on their shoulder. Like no, go. No, go. I don't need to be walking in. No.
You're not arm candy.
No, not at all. Like it's to the point to where people be like, "Oh, we popping out. Come." No, I don't want to be in your section.
I don't want people to think I'm with you.
I'm not,
yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm with you.
No, it's not. Like, do you understand it's a vibe to be seen out with me?
Oh,
do you know? Like, once you realize like your self-worth
to show up to the club. Excuse me.
I'm just saying, but like once you know your self-worth and you know that like your presence really is a present. Like, I'm from here. I can almost go nowhere without. We went all the way down tomorrow, and I can't go nowhere.
And
two people can't go nowhere without somebody knowing who I am 90% of the time. Yeah. And so for people to like know none of my business in the city, and then they see you with me, they're like, oh, that's no. Because the first time they see me with somebody, they're gonna assume because they never see me with nobody. They never in my business. Yeah. No, it's not that. So you're not gonna be all out and up on me, like. Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, what's next for Kenedi as far as dating wise? Like, what season are we in of dating? What season?
I'm gonna take a sip on that one. Okay.
Oh, now she need a sip. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna let you get it together.
What's next dating wise? I don't know, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
I don't know, man.
I think I'm more or less like focusing on like family and my communities that I have and I'm building. My relationship with God first and foremost, and not losing faith that it's good men out here. I know that there are good men out here, but knowing that a good man who wants the same thing I want will find me.
They always say we're in the wrong city.
We might as well be in Miami. At this point, we might as well live in LA.
Be in hell. So
it's
yeah,
terrible.
It's given we need to move. I don't know where,
let's go.
But
where do you want to move? Like,
maybe we need to try Midwest
or like
South. Just and go well.
I like country men.
That's you.
You don't like country men?
How country are we talking about?
Country men sit still and be quiet. They
listen.
Okay.
Listen.
Wow,
they pay their bills.
They wake up. They go to work. They come home. They drink a beer. They play the game. They go to sleep. They wake up. They go to work.
Same thing. Same thing. They are very simple, loyal, trustworthy. I give it to you.
They're like, oh, she tripping. I'm gonna let her have that. Like, they're not gonna turn up on you.
They just don't. Very calm. City men. That's the problem. Okay, so maybe Texas, Alabama.
I like me some Alabama men. Mississippi is real country.
Same thing.
No, it's not the same as Alabama. Mississippi got a little more twang on it. A little more
bumpkins. It's giving bumpkins. I would take a Louisiana.
I don't know about that.
No?
Voodoo, witchcraft.
Okay, outside of that, I have met some great Christians from Louisiana.
Okay. I wish I could say the same.
They got good food.
They do got good food.
Maybe we take a trip to Louisiana. I would like to go back there.
Let's go. Yeah. We can do that. I'm not.
You try that.
Yes, Nana. Let's go to Louisiana. Let's go.
Maybe that's our next thing of traveling to find good men. Our search for the good men.
Search for the good men. Okay.
Maybe the Midwest.
Are they out there? Y'all let us know.
I heard DC
where the good men at. Let us know where we need to come.
Yeah,
where
let
they
us
at.
know where we need to go for the good men.
Up.
And we'll go. We'll go. I heard DC. No?
I dated a dude from DC.
I heard they got real jobs like that. You know, everybody in Atlanta.
Maybe I'm thinking about like Northeast type situation. He was hood. He's the most hood dude I ever dated.
From DC?
Like, I would literally be on the phone in the grocery store, we on FaceTime, and somebody be like, oh, he'd be like, get out her face. Get out her face. Like, back up, get out her face. Like, she good, bro. Back up, get out her face.
Protective. No?
Hood.
Is that bad?
Like, what type of man do you want? Do you want him to be able to, like, move through ranks in life?
I just want to not have to worry about if my man is out here with somebody else or another man. That too.
I mean, there's that. We are in Atlanta.
We're in Atlanta.
So you never know. What I will say is you shouldn't wear it regardless. They're gonna do what they want to do. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna do what they want to go. But like, you just gotta see if they like. That's why I try not to meet men in the turn up, because you obviously like to turn up. I try not to meet men in the turn up. So
basically, you would anybody who ever approached you at kind of like an outside function, you wouldn't really. I mean, if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. But like, I'm not really taking you serious.
No, I would have to like. It would have to take some. I have to watch like how often. Like, okay, I met you outside. How often
as
are you
we're
outside?
talking? Are you still outside? Yeah.
Like, were you just outside because I met you outside, or like, are you gonna be outside this weekend? Like once, or like 3 times, or like next weekend, and like,
are you a recreational outsider? Are you outside frequently?
Yeah. Does outside know you are your best friends?
Yeah. Because is that your address?
Yeah. Outside, you have no home. You for the streets for real.
A lot of these niggas are nomads. Like outside is their home for real. Yeah.
I mean, people
we know people that really be outside every weekend.
And so the thick of it, no, for real, they be outside every weekend. They like, I feel like they spend more time in the streets than they do in their house. And
I know your bills low.
You ain't got no bills. Like, and not for real, like that's where they live at. Honestly, I mean, I think it's good men out here.
How can we find the homebody men though?
I don't try to find nobody man.
Oh,
nobody's son.
Okay.
First of all, like,
they find you.
Women are salt. So like, I feel like, yeah.
What does that mean?
Men seek women. Okay. Women are salt.
Okay.
Not like salt. Like, I know I'm country. Where women are salt.
Salt after Jesus. Yes. I thought you said salt. Okay.
No, not like
salt after.
Seasoning.
Okay, I got you.
But I try not to look for nobody's son.
Yes.
But like at the end of the day, I forgot what we was talking about, how we got there.
You said you don't look for nobody's son.
I know, but we was talking about something on the path of that. But yeah, I forgot. Yeah. But no, honestly,
I said, how do you find the homebody men?
Oh, yeah. I still gone. Yeah. Nope. But but no, at the end of the day, like women are salt, men seek. And that's what I was gonna say. Boom, found it. I feel like the more I lean into like my feminine traits and like learning to become more feminine, more womanly, like I'm traditional, I date traditionally. So the more I lean into those things, I'm on the right path. Like I feel like with every dating experience, I'm getting closer to what it is that I'm looking for.
Okay.
As far as dating, and yeah, just keeping my heart open.
Okay. Come on, open heart.
It's not easy.
Not too open. Not too open.
No, just open. You can't be like.
I'm talking about you because you fix everybody.
Oh yeah, we done fixing people. Let me tell you, the sermon today. We done fixing people.
Right. So big heart. Maybe just downsize a little bit. You can Grinch it a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not too big. You're not trying to be the Who's and Whoville.
I just gotta stop introducing people into my heart.
Yes, and into your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We trying to help people. They be needing help. You know.
You're not a halfway house.
I feel like it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Miss Man with this big heart.
Yes.
How can people find you and connect with you?
So, you guys can find me on all my socials, FITDAWL. That's Fit Doll.
The Fit Doll. Okay. The one and only.
I have a couple other pages, Fit Fiend Fitness, Commit the Brand, but my main is Fit Doll.
And you see the work, you see the material. She is a great trainer through and through. So she does more than just at the gym. As you can see, she's here today. But thank you so much for coming.
Course. Thank you for having me.
So happy. This was good.
It was. We needed this.
Wow, we actually look like we liked each other today.
We do. Well, I don't like you all the time, but I love you.
She apparently adopted me without my permission.
Little sister.
The
big sister you never needed, but you do. But you don't. You never knew you needed.
Never knew I needed. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
thank you, ma'am.
But
all right, this has been another episode of Letter to My Ex. You will catch me and Miss Fit Doll of doing something else in the future, obviously. But please catch us on the next episode. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we're out.